So I never really make videos like this, and I didn't really want to make a video like this on this channel, which is supposed to be about entertainment, movie news, and stuff like that. So recently I saw, and I'm not part of the Tea-averse, and the part everybody has the tea, and sipping tea and all that part. I'm not part of that. I do, try to, if I do It's News, I try to do funny stories and stuff like that. But this one really bothered me, really. And the responses to this video bother me even more. So I'm subscribed to the Ricky Smiley Morning Show page and his YouTube page. If I can't listen to the show in the morning, I try to catch whatever on YouTube, right? So I saw, it just popped up a little while ago, that Tamar Braxton, the relationship she in now, that her ex-husband, Vince, stood up for her and her son. He stood up for her. He came to her rescue or something like that, right? So I'm going to make sure I say, let me go ahead and get the allegedly out of the way on both sides. So allegedly for him and allegedly for him, but you know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I want to introduce a new term. And I want to make sure I coin the phrase. I made it up first. This is the first time I ever heard it, so y'all can take it with you. It's called nigga amnesia. Or nigga-nesia, however you want to put it. Nigga and amnesia smashed together. What it means is when black people, something happened in the past that we somehow just forget or don't talk about, or we act like it didn't happen, or we push it to the side and just move on like nothing, like everything is fine. It's weird. It happens a lot. It happens with a lot of people. Let me give you the greatest example, like Aries Spears. Aries Spears loves to do interviews and talk about, black men, the whole black men wearing dresses and the whole, like, how Martin, him playing mama, that was crazy. It was too much. The nigga-nesia, where you forgot your whole entire career was built on you in dresses, acting a complete motherfucking fool on Mad TV. That's an example, okay? An example of what I'm saying. Him talking about black men playing homosexuals on TV, forgetting that you've had homosexual roles in movies too. Again, an example of what I'm talking about. So, I don't want to get too much into the whole Vince and Tamar thing, but I want to get in more of the subject matter of it. So basically, apparently she is being abused by the new guy. I forget his name, because I don't know too much about him, really. And so she's going through some stuff there. Apparently it had also something to do, and might have done something with the attempted suicide a few months ago. Was it a few months ago? It was more like a month ago. It might have been, yeah. And everything she's been going through mentally. So everything's heavy on her mind right now, right? Heavy on her shoulders, right? So everybody's like, yeah, Vince came in and stood up for his son and told her, she gonna come get her stuff and this and everybody's like, yeah, stand up, real man. Like, go look at the Ricky Smiley. Not Ricky Smiley, them didn't make these comments. Look at the comment section is what I'm saying. I'm not accusing them of saying anything. The comment section. Looking at these comments is what kind of infuriated me. And it was like people giving Vince a standing ovation. Telling he a real black man and this bullshit and blah, blah, blah. Y'all do realize it was just like a year and a half, not that long ago, like just in 2000, like toward the end of 2019, that she actually was able to leave him after 9 years, allegedly. Make sure I get that so I don't get sued, of abuse, of him beating her, of him making her wear clothes she didn't want to wear. So, her mama, other family members coming out saying they witnessed it, they saw it, they had to physically get in and stop this man from getting. I think there was even like a story where he bit her at one point, making her wear wigs and all kinds of shit because he liked certain women and all this. So she, again, as a black man, as a black person, hearing everybody go, oh, wait a minute. You telling me that this black man made his black woman wear or do this because he liked lighter women, or he liked women with lighter hair, and her hair was too dark. So so not only did he abuse her physically, but he abused her mentally, and he took her self-esteem and threw that shit in the dirt. Yes, I know the Cat Williams joke. It's called self-esteem. Okay, I get that. So, but this person did that to her in front of his son, the same son that y'all are, talking about that he is there to defend and save. Wasn't there to defend and save his son when he was whooping his mama's ass in front of that, right? Wasn't worried about his son then. And I may get a little mad. I'm trying to stay as calm as possible because I do have some personal connections with this. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you do too. So let's get to more of the subject matter here. Okay. So in the comment section of the Ricky Smiley. Okay, so we're going to talk about the subject matter here. Okay. So in the comment section of the Ricky Smiley, the video, it's Gary with a T, by the way, if you look it up. So it's, Gary's Corner. Is it Gary's Corner? Or Eva's? I can't remember. Whatever. So, so I see a lot of people, they were mad at my comment because people were like, why are you bringing up his past? Hence the title. Past. PASS. Okay, first of all, his past, you illiterate motherfuckers, his past is his past, not her past. Let me explain. Okay, so if just say there's a drunk driver, right? Hit somebody. And that person, let's just say they die or they're just in critical condition, right? Now, this person's fine. He was drunk, probably didn't feel shit. He gets up. They deem it an accident. He gets to go home the next day, right? 5 years from this time, if he wasn't charged and it was actual an accident, he's at work. He gets to go to work. He gets to go to school. He gets to go out with his friends. He at home watching TV. Whole nine. That's his past. The person he hit, their past, theirs connected to their entire family. This person, let's say they did die, right? And they still didn't get charged, which happens. Let's pretend this is America. Let's pretend like it happens. They're still in grief. They lost somebody because of that. Or let's say there was one person in the car who did die, one person who didn't. That person now has to live with all the decisions that they could make. And I know you're like, well, it was a person who was drunk. What does that fucking matter? What does that matter? Black people, we live in a world where things happen to us and people and ethnicities and people of color, people, immigrants, all the fucking time. And that's why y'all out here protesting right now. Right? That's why everybody's a hashtag. Please go watch the Kane Carter video, by the way, he just put out. I'm just going to put that out there. Just want to say that real quick. All the time where these certain people get to go home at night and the families are still over here grieving. The families are still over here wondering what happened. The families are still over here dealing with what could have happened or what is happened mentally. One brother's in a wheelchair. He'll get to live. He gets to live in a wheelchair. Other brother died on camera. Several brothers and sisters have died on camera. And the families are still dealing with that. Nothing changes for them. Nothing. This person, they have to now live life dealing with loss and grief and mental state. They have to deal with that. This person is off sailing somewhere. I hate to bring this up as an example, I really do. But how do you think Trayvon Martin's family feels? George Zimmerman is signing bags of Skittles. Signing Confederate flags. He's making money off of his death. George Zimmerman don't give a fuck about his past. He don't. Trayvon Martin's family have to deal with that for that. I know that. Who you comparing it to? Hear me out. In abuse, I just want to give you those examples just to set this up. In abuse, right? You have the abuser and the abusee or the person who was abused, right? The abuser can go get saved if he wants to. That's fine. Hell, the abuser can go continue to do what he gonna go do, or she gonna go do, or what they gonna go do if it's parents or family. Right? Their trail, their path is their path. But the person who is abused, they still have those memories. They didn't go away. Because this person so-called got saved doesn't mean anything for the person who still jumps when somebody comes behind them, or can't trust another man or woman in a relationship, or still wakes up in the middle of the night fighting, or if they can't see their child, if they can't see their child in front of them, panics. Even if the child just walked to the backyard. Remember that scene from that Tyler Perry movie where the man took the kids out to get ice cream or breakfast or something like that? I forget what it was. I think it was ice cream. And she freaked the fuck out. That's a real thing. Because they have to deal with trust issues and mental issues. Tamar's past didn't disappear. It didn't go away, you stupid motherfuckers who out here applauding Vince punk ass. Yes, you beat on a woman, you do the shit you do, you a punk motherfucker. You deserve baseball bats to the kneecap. That's all I'm saying. And the motherfucker she with now. He didn't come to no rescue. The fact that this man tried to go rescue her from another man who was doing this is the equivalent of Ike Turner trying to save Harley Quinn from the Joker. If you don't get comic book references, I'll give you a better one. It's like Ike Turner trying to save Silly from Mister. Now, some dumbass in the comments went, well, what should she do? What do you mean, what should she do? One, I know it's hard to find family members who will help you and have your back. I ain't saying no names of my family members, but I have certain family members. If a person is in a family in an abusive relationship, they gon' armor up and go look for you. And other family members will go, well, it's your marriage, it's your relationship, leave us out of it. I have both. You know, I have both. But me, personally, my daddy hit my mama. 16 years. 15 going on 16 years. And who stopped him? I did. I hit a 6-inch growth spurt while in high school. I was wrestling and running track. Well, not running track. I was throwing the shot put. I was in the weight room all the time. I was on the football team. Hat got strong, and I got fucking tired of him and beat his ass. And that's how that shit stopped. Mom said, all right, we out of here. And that was that. And I know there's somebody going, man, you hit your dad, that's disrespectful. Okay, all right. That's another video for another day if I make it the whole everybody gotta respect their daddy because it's their daddy bullshit. It kind of reminds me of that video because we gotta do better as black people when it comes to talking about abuse. We don't want to talk about abuse. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about abuse. We don't want to talk about sexual abuse. We don't want to talk about suicide. We don't want to talk about, we just started talking about mental health. Like just started talking about mental health like what, about 2-3 years ago. And we still laugh about it. We ain't going to talk about sexual abuse at all. We just not going to talk about it. Hell, you have people on the radio or people in TV now, every time there is an abuse story that is a black couple or black person, they act like they're exhausted by it. Like for some reason, our black heroes ain't capable of that. You know, the whole black people don't thing. Man, Maya used to hear people say, I was watching an episode of Girlfriend, and what was it? Maya was telling William her conspiracy theories, and she was like, "Black, there ain't no black serial killers." There's like 85 black serial killers. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, I think it's because we have so few heroes, so few that anytime something does happen, we deny it. Let me get it. Me, Mystical. When the shit first happened with Mystical, right? I did not want to believe Mystical was one of my top 10 fucking rappers at the time, especially at the time. Top 10 fucking rappers, you know what I mean? And I did not want to fucking believe it. Until, you see evidence and then there's an actual tape of it happening. And then he says it. And then it's like, oh, okay, all right. And I parted ways with Mystical. There's no reason for what you did. There's no reason. We have all the facts about R. Kelly. We have all black people. We have all the facts about R. Kelly. We have all the facts. We make fun of the interviews. We make fun of the shit he says, fun of the shit he does. It's all laughable. Marcus Houston, him. That man groomed that girl. It's called grooming. Look it up. Again, we don't talk about sexual predators. We don't want to. As black, we don't. Africa Bambaataa. KRS-One. Fucking predators. But we don't want to talk about it. Because then we have to go, we have to look at them different now. We have to go, no, motherfucker, you can't be hanging around us no more. You got to go. We can't do that. We don't want to give up our heroes. When fucked up shit happen, we don't want to sit and actually have a conversation about it. It was a Facebook video. Came out, a couple years ago. I don't know if y'all remember it. And the mother, she was in labor. She did not want the baby daddy there. She did not. The priority of a woman in labor is her and the baby. Nobody else motherfucking matters, nor should they. The health and stability of the mother and child are fucking A1, top number one. That's what everybody is worried about. Everybody else can go to hell. She did not want him there. Nurses told him to leave. He cussing folks out. He putting it on video, all this other shit. Now, why would you think if the mama didn't want you there, there had to be a reason. Then it comes out that he didn't do shit. He ain't been to one doctor's appointment. When the mother of my child, pregnant with my daughter, I went to every fucking doctor's appointment. I'm not saying that if you can't because you got to work, that's another thing. But you know how many fathers I saw in the doctor's office that we went to in doing those appointments? There was maybe 3 dudes in I forget how many appointments it was. 3 dudes. And then when she was born and I took her to the doctor myself, when her mama had to work and I had to take her, very few. I'm not saying that there's a reason for that, but it might, not, you know what I mean? Can't think of the word for it. She said he hadn't went to one doctor's appointment, ain't bought one diaper, one pamper, no nothing. No nothing. Nothing. But in the comment section of that video, this comment will always stick in my head. If y'all find this video on Facebook, you might even see this comment. It sticks in my head. I will always repeat it. I think I know it verbatim, but I'm not sure. But the woman said this. I don't care if he hadn't spent no time with her. I don't care if he ain't bought nothing for my child. I don't care if he ain't been around for my entire pregnancy. A father should be able to see their child born. Bitch, is you stupid? If it was reversed, if men could have babies, I wonder would men say the same shit. I wonder about this. If men could have babies and a woman didn't come within 10 feet of their ass for 9 whole months, didn't buy them a fucking gift card, a box of diapers, or baby powder for 9 months, would men still go, well, she the mother, so she'll welcome it? That woman had an epiphany. That's what she had. That young girl had an epiphany, and she looked at this motherfucker and realized, oh, hell no. No. If he changes, okay, maybe. But not right now. I don't get it. I don't get it. Tamar, and I say all that to say, her mental state as things have been going on are quite fucking shaken. And for y'all to all think that this man who probably caused a large chunk of that mental instability, you say what does that fucking have to do with her? Her safety, her mental health. Go stay with your mama. Go stay with one of your sisters. Go stay anywhere else. Go find a cousin who ain't in the industry at all. I know y'all got that. As many as y'all is, there got to be some cousin somewhere. A auntie who stay elsewhere. An uncle somewhere. I just don't get how we defend like an abuser going to save a woman from an abuser. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Like, if you, like I said, you go look in that comment section. So many people. Oh man, Vince, man, yeah, that's a real black man. He wasn't a real black man a year and a half ago when y'all found out he was beating the hell out of this woman. But in a year and a half, he was able to change 18 months versus 9 years. $18 months, 9 years. Not saying they're gonna take work. It's gonna definitely take work. But I be damned if you gonna tell me, oh, people want to bring up people pass. Pass. This nigga said pass. You have autocorrect on your computer, so that's no excuse, really. I have Grammarly on mine, so maybe that's just me. Why do we do that? I just need to know. Why do we do that? Why do we have this thing where something could happen and we always jump to the whole, oh man, they're trying to take a black man down. Bill Cosby did it. He did it. He did it. He fucking did it. I know a lot of people like, and another thing too, it's weird how we kind of we take a story in our mind and we turn. A lot of stories that happen like that are like the telephone game in school. You remember the telephone game in school? I don't know if y'all, well, of course kids can't play it today, but children gather around as Uncle Pat tells you some things. The telephone game was a listening experiment. Basically, what you do is in class, we get in a circle and we get some space amongst each other. And in this circle, the teacher would start and she'd tell us something. So let's say she'd start with, the brownies are hot. Start there. By the end of everybody whispering it to each other in each other's ear, by the time we got to the end, if it wasn't the same, it tested everybody's listening skills, and then we'd find out where it changed, how it changed, why it changed. If the class participated correctly, it should get to the end, and it is going to be the brownies are hot. But it might be some version of that. The brownies are not. The brownies are not. The brownies are gooey. The brownies are not done. The Browns win the Super Bowl. I don't know, whatever version that is. And then the teacher would go back 3 students to find out what you were told by the person here. Now, it's one or two things. Either one, they didn't hear something correctly, and instead of going back and going, what did you say? They kept it going and just went with what they thought they heard and decided to keep it going with the wrong information. The second way was that they decided that they didn't like what they heard and decided to change it to something they heard. And I feel like that goes with a lot of what we do with information. You heard that Vince was an abusive person who beat his wife in front of their child and had no issues with it whatsoever. But what you're going to say is that he's a real black man, and there's very few real black men out here, and he's a solid black man for going to save his ex-wife and son. You know, we know all the shit Ike Turner did, but Nick Cannon goes around going, "There, we vilified a man. He beat this woman into the hospital. He beat her on the way to the hospital. He beat her from home from the hospital." You know what the most evil part of that movie was? Can I just say that for a second? The most evil part of what's all got to do with it is, I mean, the rape scene is, and that's called spousal rape. If y'all don't know that, a lot of people don't know that a husband can rape their wife. It's weird that you don't know that. Look it up. Pick up a book. That was fucked up. But to me, the most evil part was when Tina was trying to save herself and her children. When she was trying to get away from this man before because remember, he did say, "I'd kill you." He even said it in a live interview. Whatever. So, she goes home. She runs to her mother, the person who she thinks can, in fact, save her. Niggas out here shooting. So instead of saving her daughter, Ike made one phone call. Pretty sure bought her a new car. Probably bought her another house. Who knows? Put some money in her bank account. And she turned her daughter over to her abuser. Showed up to the house with fucking black eyes. That is the most evil part of that movie to me. How crazy is it? How fucking crazy. How crazy is that to know that there's people out here in the world like that? That you will get beaten, abused, raped, and your own family members will not give a fuck about you. In this instance, your own fans don't give a fuck about you, Tamar. These people do not care about you. I know you probably never watched this video, but they don't give a fuck about you. These people think Vince is a hero right now. He has an S on his chest right now. He didn't 18 months ago. Think about if he would have went to jail. He'd still be in jail right now. If your logic is correct, dumbass people in the comment section of that Ricky Smiles video, that means that if I kill a person or rape a person and the judge gives me 5 years, let's just say 5 years, and in 2 of those years I go to the judge and go, "I'm changed, Judge. I'm a changed man." And the judge lets me out. It's fine, right? I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, right? I should be good, right? I don't know if y'all can hear my daughter now watching SpongeBob. I got mad at her. I didn't get mad, but she was watching clips of SpongeBob. And I was like, what do I pay all these streaming services for? Watch SpongeBob. Now she's just watching SpongeBob for like 2 hours. Season 1 SpongeBob too, not new SpongeBob. I don't know, man. It's just like, maybe like I went through that personally. Maybe the fact that I have family members who are going through that now. Maybe because I have friends who have went through that. You know, and it's like we never had a conversation. I have a female friend who has that story. I mean, it's her own story, but it's a story that I've heard way too many times of her being sexually abused by her mother's boyfriend or significant other, and then finally she builds up the courage to tell her mama, and her mama don't believe her. That's why I get so upset when there is a story about a black woman, but just saying, who has been sexually abused by somebody, especially somebody in power. Hell, a person like that is in power in the house. When the mama goes, "You lying," that person is in power of that house now. That boyfriend, that stepdad, that uncle, whoever, that person now in power of the house. But the simple fact that they go, You know, people go, oh, you know, we always saying somebody did something, this, that, and other thing. Y'all remember it was just like, what, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, where people kind of shrugged their shoulders at, oh, you went where? He pulled out your titties? Girl, that's how he is. How did we go from that how he is to you lying? How do we go from this is how it is in Hollywood to, well, that's how he is, to you lying? Huh? You know something else pissed me off too? Is that when the shit did come out with Bill Cosby, all these comedians was like, sure, we all knew that. Okay. I'm just confused. Somebody gonna have to explain it to me. Bring up his past. That pisses me. How you gonna bring up his past? What does his past matter? What does his past matter? So, Confederate statues, not okay. Person who beat you a year and a half ago, we gotta let that go. Person who raped you 2 years ago, we let that go. Person who sexually abused you or your children, your sister, your mama, we gotta let that go. I think I'm done. I think 31 minutes and 52 seconds of this is quite enough. I could talk about this for 2-3 hours. I just need to know, am I wrong? Because she could go anywhere. Any of her sisters, anybody else. But if it is he who she went to, right? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? It's the same thing. It's the same reason why she didn't leave for 9 years. Again, I have family and friends who did the same thing. Was with somebody who abused them for years. They finally smartened up, left, broke free, and then that person came back. Baby, I'm sorry. You know I love you. Like Ike came with a bouquet of roses and a box. Baby, I'm sorry. I never do that again. What's that diving mad black woman? I never do that again, baby. Which he stole scenes right from What's Love Got to Do with It. Tyler Perry's a fucking plagiarist, I swear to God. Okay, no. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But that's what I'm saying. Vince probably snuck back in, texting her still. And she probably said something like, when do you come to get your son? And he was like, what you hit me up late for? When do you come to get your son, Vince? What you got on, girl? LOL. You stupid. When you come get your son? Send me a picture. And tell me the scenario in which I just built couldn't have happened. All right, man. I know this video went left, right, and off track, and I probably stopped myself from explaining something and then left on to something else and probably came back and left it unfinished. But women and men out there, if you're in an abusive relationship, there's numbers in the description box down below. There's links in the description box down below. You know, man, sometimes we need to see a therapist and not a preacher. Stop that shit too. Black people, please stop that. Please stop that. We don't need to see no therapist. All we need to do is go to church. Go to church hand in hand with the person who abusing us. Put money in the collection plate of a person who probably abusing his wife and cheating on his wife with the first lady, with the choir director, Andrew Caldwell style. And then go home with some Bible verses and try to change everything. I don't want to say that people, oh, you must be an atheist. Yeah, because I don't believe that church can fix everything. God forbid, huh? Sometimes we need a little extra. All right, I'm going to go ahead and figure out who got them. That's the third time since my goddamn shooting. I'm good. All right, I'm out at y'all.